do here on LIB Radio, LIB TV, and livinginblack.com. I hope you are in good spirits today, and I hope you are in beautiful spirits today and welcoming. I'm still trying to get this thing turned on today. I must have hit a button wrong or something. Let me try this one more time. I think we have a good program that you are going to enjoy today. And what I'm not getting is the program. So what I'm going to do is switch to a secondary broadcaster over here. And if you are on Facebook Live, then you are going to see us live and direct. And I'm not getting that one either. And so I am going to take just a couple of minutes here and get things together. In the background, I'll play you a little bumper music so you can hear what we are up to. And I think I'm going to play some bumper music. I don't know why, but today every button seems to have been moved on me. Somebody moving my cheese. I'll be right back. All right. Well, I am back again. And hopefully we got everything moving into place. I had to go to a backup over here. And for those of you on our Living in Black platform or the Rumble page, you must listen to today's program. You must listen to today's program on my Facebook page. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened, but I am going to put up the link to my Facebook page, copy here and paste it here. And that's going to get everybody into the program for today. So here's what we have for today. For today's program, I should say, Chewicide is avoidable. I contend that each of us chooses on a daily basis how we are to live. We can choose to eat clean, wholesome food, or we can go the other way. For too many of us, eating chewicide food has become an unconscious choice. Now is the time to rewrite the script. So that's what we are talking about today, rewriting the script. Later on today, I'm going to come back on LIB Radio at 5 p.m. and I'm going to be interviewing two brothers who were recently over here in Las Vegas, who came to us from Ohio. and they have agreed to come on and talk about their journey here to our health and wellness retreat that we have. And we will be revisiting their experience in detail. I'll let them use their words to tell what they experienced here at LIB Radio and at not LIB Radio, here at our health and wellness retreat, or resort, I should say. And they will hopefully inspire, inform, and excite you about your possibilities moving forward. Also, announcing that we are going to be going to Jamaica in September to do a health and wellness retreat there. So, if you've always wanted to be like me, that will be your opportunity. We're going to go to Jamaica. You're going to eat the healthy food every day. We're going to engage in some beautiful touristy things there in Jamaica. But you are really going there to learn, learn, and to take this lifestyle back home with you. And I'm excited about all of that. Now, today, I have a bunch of different things on the table for today. One, I do have my longevity calculator. So if we can get enough people in with us, we're going to use the longevity calculator as a basis for us learning to take advantage of the living superfood. And what I'm doing right now, I have to screen share, not that, stop the screen share and put it on here. No, let's not do it that way. Let's do it this way. Real quickly, screen share. Okay, I'm here. You're looking at me. I don't feel like clicking any more buttons today. I'm really not in the mood. I don't know why it did not come up the way it's supposed to, but I don't have time to deal with that for today. I am going to just double check and make sure that this is up on YouTube like it is on Rumble, and it's up on YouTube. I think it is. There it is. And I'm just going to mute this and let's go forward with what we have to deal with here today. A longevity calculator. I'm looking at a chapter entitled just that, a longevity calculator, called, well, it is what it is, but I do have two quotes that I begin that chapter with. The longevity calculator works on longevity genes called sirtuins, which are enzymes that can be influenced by diet and survival, impacting health and survival. That from David Sinclair, the author and longevity specialist. And I have a second quote here from the actor George Burns, the comedian and actor, stresses that avoiding worry, stress, and tension is crucial for longevity, which can be achieved in part through a healthy diet. So that is the introduction to this chapter, my longevity calculator. And I have painstakingly put together the following list of factors known to increase human life expectancy. I hope that you find it useful. For one, there is stress in sunlight, vitamin D. That's going to add a lot. 15 minutes of sitting in the sun on a daily basis will add significant amount of years to our life. You know something, and I'm just right now looking at this, and this is not complete. I'm sorry, everybody. We're having a difficult time with it today, but we are going to switch directions. And I'm going to talk to us all, about a little bit more about our what we do here at LAB Radio. This was what I was writing in the book for today. Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. I was writing about stuff I love to eat, and I was writing about my refrigerator, what was in my refrigerator. While on that topic of what was in my refrigerator, I decided to insert this segment into the book. Oh, while we are on the subject of kale, let me introduce you to the vortex. I'll let you in on my secret, not so secret formula, I should say. I love to drink my food medicine as well. We are reminded of the crises surrounding the pandemic and the mandate to not go out of the home and to stay 6 feet away apart from each other, what they call social distancing. This order came to us from the federal government of a so called Christian nation, right? But wait, what about the Passover? And I should say a Judeo Christian nation. One second. Water. I love to drink too. Judeo slash Christian nation. So this order came to us from the government of a so called Judeo Christian nation, right? But wait, what about the Passover? Remember that the quote, chosen people, unquote, were told to put the blood of the lamb over their door sill and to keep the angel of the Lord from visiting death upon their household. You remember the story, right? Reading from the story, Passover commemorates the Israelites' liberation from Egyptian slavery. I'm quoting, this is not my words. God invited Moses to lead his people to freedom. The final plague, the death of the firstborn, prompted the Israelites to mark their doors with lamb's blood, sparing them from this fate. Pharaoh, unnamed that he is, devastated by the loss, released the Israelites. They fled, crossing the Red Sea, which miraculously parted for them. In the wilderness, they received the Ten Commandments, establishing their covenant with God. Passover is commemorated with a Seder meal featuring matzah and bitter herbs, symbolizing the haste of their escape and the bitterness of slavery, reminding future generations of their journey to freedom. Well, I can assure you that the story is 100% false. I'll repeat, I can assure you that that story is 100% false. But that's not the issue here. The issue is that this Judeo Christian nation believes it to be true. They put their hand on their Bible when they take that oath of office. Do you swear on this Bible that you believe in? Do you swear to blah, 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 blah? And they all swear, look them straight in the eye and say, yes, I believe in this Bible, and this is the truth of the word. So therefore, any government that would issue you and I an edict that we can't even go near each other, that we cannot go out in public, that we cannot eat at restaurants, that we cannot go to visit someone in their home, is a hypocrite. Is just a hypocrite. So we're going to go along this line. The issue is that this Judeo Christian nation believes this story to be true. So I created the blood of the lamb in the form of the vortex. I know that the chlorophyll in the green juice of plants is a perfect analog of hemoglobin. And here, 1 second. So I created, I know. So let's go forward. I'm going to give you this quote. In the hemoglobin, both of humans and lambs. Quote, hemoglobin and chlorophyll are often considered perfect analogs due to their structural similarities and vital roles in biological processes. Chlorophyll, found in plants, algae, and some bacteria, is crucial for photosynthesis. It captures light energy from the sun, converting it to chemical energy by facilitating the transformation of carbon dioxide and water into glucose and oxygen. Its structure features a porphyrin ring with a central magnesium ion, which plays a key role in absorbing light. Hemoglobin, on the other hand, is a protein in red blood cells responsible for transporting oxygen from the lungs to tissues and returning carbon dioxide for exhalation. Its structure also includes a porphyrin ring with an iron ion at its center, allowing it to bind oxygen molecules. Both chlorophyll and hemoglobin share a similar porphyrin structure. They exemplify how different elements, magnesium in chlorophyll and iron in hemoglobin, can lead to distinct functions. Energy capture in plants versus oxygen transport in animals. So, placing the vortex on the door, marking the entrance to my domicile, I was able to protect my dinner guests from the visitation of a punishing plague from God, thus protecting my people from COVID-19. And I should say, not only placing the vortex on the door, marking the entrance to my domicile, or, in parentheses, or giving it to them in a 2-ounce dosage, I was able to protect my dinner guests from visitation of a punishing plague from God, thus protecting my people from COVID-19. What is in the vortex? Let me describe it. Let me describe it. And it consists of kale juice. Kale contains several nutrients that support the immune system, including beta carotene and vitamin C. Beta carotene, a form of vitamin A, acts as a powerful antioxidant and can help boost the immune system, potentially protecting against chronic diseases and cancer. Kale is also rich in vitamin C, which is essential for the body's cells and helps in the synthesis of collagen. Additionally, kale contains flavonoids like quercetin and camphorol, which have an anti-inflammatory properties and may support overall health. And lastly, kale is a wonderful source of chlorophyll. That's very true. Let me emphasize that point. Kale is a wonderful source of chlorophyll. Let's go forward. 1 second. Chlorophyll. Gotcha. Ginger juice. Ginger juice contains gingerol, shagol, and shogol, I should say, and peridol, powerful compounds with anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects that strengthen immunity. And oxygen, they strengthen immunity. These bioactive agents combat oxidative stress, reduce inflammation, and enhance circulation, improve immune cell function, and gingerol's antimicrobial properties help fight infections, while its digestive benefits support gut health, an essential part of immunity. Regular consumption of ginger juice boosts resilience against colds and flus, making it a natural immune booster when fresh and minimally processed. That is ginger juice. That's very, very important. And here we go. We consider next is red apple. Red apple juice is rich in immune supporting nutrients like vitamin C, antioxidants, and quercetin, which enhance white blood cell function and fight inflammation. Its polyphenols neutralize free radicals, protecting cells from damage. Soluble fiber supports gut health, a crucial part of immunity. Natural sugars provide energy, while potassium aids cellular hydration. Regular consumption strengthens resistance to infections, promoting overall wellness, especially when fresh or minimally processed for maximum nutrient retention. Regular consumption of apple juice, of fresh apple juice strengthens resistance to infections, promoting overall wellness, especially when fresh or minimally processed for maximum nutrient protection. Very, very good. So that is the vortex. There you have it. My not so secret formula for protecting your home from plagues and pestilence from a vengeful God. Maybe I should have offered this to the entire nation during the pandemic. I did offer it, but only at my home. So that is what you and I can do to protect ourselves. I hope you found it to be useful. And we go forward back to stuff that's in my refrigerator that I love to eat. Now, I was talking about stuff that was in my refrigerator. I was talking about, I began with, bear with me, I began with malanga, which I love to eat, I made malanga soup yesterday. I began with oatmeal. That was my first meal of the day. And I just love it, love it, love it. I had the malanga plant. I didn't read this yesterday. Let's go into, I'm making myself hungry just thinking about all of this. Yet it's only 7:30 and I won't be eating for at least another 4 hours and 21 minutes. But oh, I'm going to eat today because I love to eat. So this was yesterday. Then comes the main dish of the day. Last night I made a big pot of malanga stew. Oh my goodness. It was and still is awesome. What? You've never heard of malanga? Carrie Fernandez likes this root fruit too and wrote about malanga for My Big Fat Grain Free Life. She wrote, and I quote, malanga often referred to as yautia or cocoyam, is a tuber, which is a type of root vegetable that is a staple in Cuban cuisine, Caribbean cuisine, Southeast Asian, and dishes in South America, Central America, Africa, and other tropical areas and parts of the world. The malanga plant, also known as the elephant star plant due to its large leaves, thrives in tropical areas regardless of soil type. This starchy vegetable makes a great nightshade-free potato substitute and can be used in a variety of recipes such as mashed fall potatoes, hash browns, stews, and my favorites, arepas. So if I were asked, I write, what malanga was like, I would have to point out that its texture of this delicious tuber. It has a smooth, chewy texture that carries a good deal of bliss as you devour it. And devour it, I will do it for today for lunch. And devour it, I will do it for today for lunch. That's right. Today, I devour it, I will today for lunch. That's what I intend to say. Okay, so bear with me as we continue to read from the upcoming book, Chewicide, the book. I love stews and soups. I make them quite frequently, including one of my favorites. It's called Clean Out the Refrigerator Soup. Basically, it's at that point when I am one day away from going shopping at my favorite Hispanic-owned supermarket store. I became a fan of going to these stores while living in Southern California for about 30 years. Wednesday is fruit and vegetable day at the market, and I get the best prices amongst anyone I know. It is also the place where I can get malanga, hibiscus, which the Mexicans call jamaica, and papaya. I'll be honest with you, I'm getting hungry just thinking about food that I love to eat. So tomorrow will be a day to clean out the refrigerator. It will be quite the feast, as last week I kind of went nuts on fruits and vegetables day. I got a load of food. I've got a load of food in the refrigerator that needs to be inside my belly. I've got, and here I start to list these foods that I love. I've got carrots. These need to be turned into carrot juice combined with freshly juiced apples, lemon, and ginger juice, fresh, and a most delicious apple, carrot, lemon, ginger juice. With the pulp left over after the carrots are blended, I can add some rehydrated hijiki seaweed, chopped up celery, onion, and bell pepper, and give a generous dollop of veganese, along with a smidgen of black pepper and Italian herbs. Along with a smidgen of black pepper and Italian herbs, this will make up a wonderful vegan dish we call untuna, one of our all-time favorites, undeniable. And going forward, undeniably, the untuna is one of the tastiest dishes that I've learned to prepare. But there's another level of the dish. I can take that untuna and wrap it in nori rolls, or nori wraps, I should say, and make untuna sushi out of it. It is a triple threat at that point, with the nutrition coming from the carrots, the other fresh ingredients, and the tasty toasted seaweed. I am living in superfood heaven. Kale with creamy cashew sauce. This is a new recipe for me. I've got some extra kale in a fridge, which is begging me to blend it up with some creamy cashew cheese, which is a concoction made of soaked and drained cashews, blended up with lemon juice, a tiny bit of sea salt, a couple of cloves of garlic, and an ounce of extra light virgin olive oil. Add a little bit of olive oil and cider vinegar to the kale before blending up this dish. It softens up the tough texture, and you'll swear that the kale was cooked, but it wasn't. Oh, and while we're on the subject of kale, let me introduce you to the vortex. So, no need to repeat that here. We just read that just a few minutes ago. And wrapping up from other food that's in the refrigerator that needs to be put together into dishes, beets, back to the stuff in the refrigerator that's in my refrigerator that I love to eat. Beets. I've got some beets in the fridge that need to be turned into something tasty today. What will it be for these delicious beets? Will it be a coleslaw made with grated beets, carrots, chayote, veganaise, a bit of pepper, and a tablespoon of a black, bear with me, a tablespoon of black, where we at? Ooh, that was not supposed to happen. Let me correct this. Will it be a coleslaw made with beets, grated beets, coyote, veganaise, that's the word I'm looking for, a bit of pepper, and a tablespoon of black sesame seeds? Let me repeat this again. Will it be a coleslaw made with grated beets, carrots, chayote, veganaise, a bit of pepper, and a tablespoon of black sesame seeds? Or perhaps my famous beets and carrot salad, grated with a little bit of ginger and a generous sprinkle of black pepper. Or maybe just cubes the beets and put them in a pot. Cook them with just a little bit of ground pepper and enjoy them as nature makes them. That's a question, right? Cook them lightly so that they still have the crunch in them, but also maintain the highest level of natural nutrition. Yeah, I kind of like those beets as well. Next, I'm talking about plantain. This is one of our favorites around here. They are so easy to make. You just have to make sure that they're nice and ripe, peeled, sliced, and dropped in a few tablespoons of sizzling coconut oil or olive oil. Sprinkle them with a good dusting of cinnamon and allow them to simmer real slow. Don't burn them, and you will have a spicy treat that no one can resist. And speaking of no one resisting, my potato salad. I must say that my potato salad quote brings all the girls to the yard. I've got it down. It's not a complicated recipe either. Just cube the potatoes, heat the potato cubes until they are tender, drop them in some cold water when they reach the right texture, and then put together your other fixings, such as diced celery, chopped red bell pepper, some sweet pickle relish, diced onions, chopped cilantro or parsley, a couple of tablespoons of mustard, some vegan mayonnaise, along with a bit of freshly ground black pepper, a tablespoon of turmeric, and some black sesame seeds, and voila, you have it. And I want to say this as well, some sweet pickle relish, and with no artificial colors. That's very important for that sweet pickle relish. No artificial colors. You got to read the package. If your relish is bright green, chances are it's got yellow dye number, I don't know what, number 5 in it. I think that's what the dye is. And that is a no, 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 not in vegan food. We do not consume artificial colors. And next is the garden. I've got to make a decision, and this was yesterday, and make it soon because my garden is coming into bloom right now. Yesterday was the first day of the new season. That's not the truth. Yesterday, because my garden is, yesterday was the first harvest day of the new season. I have a salad from the garden. Within days, that will be an everyday experience as I have ample supplies of kale, Swiss chard, black seeded lettuce, radishes, mustard greens, spinach, zucchini, yellow squash, bush beans, snap, and pod peas, carrots, arugula, called rocket in the UK, and about a half dozen other items growing in the garden. I love my fresh garden herbs as well. I planted and am enjoying fresh garlic, peppermint, sweet basil, chives, onion, thyme, parsley, rosemary, scallions, and cilantro. The garden is now in that sweet spot where the first mature crops are starting to fight for space. Therefore, I have to go into the garden every day and harvest a good size salad bowl size bowl. I must go harvest a good salad sized bowl. And it will soon come to where I must take out several bowls of fresh greens daily. And then I will start to tell my friends and associates to bring bags, empty bags, with them when they come over, as it is too much for me to consume. Yeah, I like to eat, but I love to share. It's fresh, organic, and it's more than I can harvest. I get all of the benefits of eating like this as well, which includes exercise, the price savings, fresh produce, and daily sunbathing. Most days I'll take a good 20 minutes out of my relentless schedule and sit there in the sun and soak it all in along with my plants. Yeah, I love to eat. I love to soak up pure UV radiation as well. It's food for the melanocytes. It is a place for mindful meditation. Well, you can probably tell as how much I love to eat. I love to take responsibility for my own food and its preparation. I'm betting that you do like to eat as well. The last thing I want to say to you about my eating habits is to be creative. Have the intention to eat healthily and don't let the challenge get to you. It's not hard and it's not too time consuming. You will feel great about preparing the food, and your friends and family will love what you have accomplished. Let me repeat myself. Please don't do what I say, do what I do. That is that chapter. Then I have this chapter on the longevity calculator, but I just realized I don't have the numbers in of the longevity calculator in this form. which I should have had them in this form. And let me just double check. Okay, I have got them here. Let me just go through the longevity calculator. This will be in the book. If you bought this book at $10 or $12, however much, and you bought the book only for this longevity calculator, you would be getting a deal of the century. No doubt, no doubt. So I'm going to encourage you to get this book, and use this book to give yourself the longevity that you deserve, that you need. Now, I'm also, okay, this is not working right. So let me just go through this longevity calculator and tell you what is in it. Okay. So sunlight, sitting in the sun for 15 minutes during the apex of the sun in the day between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. That is expected to extend your life expectancy by 2 years. Next on the longevity calculator, social networking, being connected inside of a group, a larger group outside of yourself, adds an average of 3.7 years to your life expectancy. Now, this is all cumulative, and some of the longevity calculator will overlap, but this is what you can expect. 3 hours of physical activity every day, be it walking, be it cooking. I have found that when I'm cooking in my laboratory, preparing for a weekend meal, and this coming weekend, the 3rd of May, we will open our doors once again, invite you to our home. So come on out. If you're in Las Vegas, come on out. May 3rd, the first Saturday feast. We're going to be doing it right here in Las Vegas, no doubt. So you come out and you'll be a part of it. But 3 hours of activity, such as cooking, standing all day long, adds an average of 4.5 average life years gained. Next, we have just the simple act of either quit smoking if you already do, or never start smoking, adds 10 years. 10 years life years gained. Managing stress, 1.5 years of life years gained. Managing stress, have some technique for managing it, be it deep breathing, mindfulness, meditation, yoga. Just the mere act of managing your stress, keeping out of hypertension, adds 1.5 years, average years gained to your life. Optimized diet. Now, one could ask the question, well, what is optimized diet? Is it vegetarian? Is it vegan? Is it living superfood? Is it raw diet? Well, each of them adds a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. But an optimized diet should be expected to add an average of 12 years. Life years gained. 12 years. Wow, that's a big one. Going forward, non-alcohol, if you can go through life without drinking alcohol, that is expected to bring you an extra 1.3 years of life expectancy. Sleep hygiene, meaning you've got it down. You put together a good program for going to sleep. You get to sleep, you stay asleep. That is expected to add 1.7 years to your life expectancy. Avoiding drugs, be they pharmaceutical drugs or illicit drugs or non-authorized drugs, I might say. Avoiding drugs, including ganja, adds an extra 2.6 years of life expectancy. A vegetarian diet. Now, vegetarian diet is said to be going vegetarian for a minimum of 17 years. Going vegetarian is expected to add 8 years of life expectancy. 8 years gained. Going vegan, which is a one step beyond vegetarian, where you're avoiding the processed food, the chemicalized foods, going vegan adds 9 years. So vegetarian, you gain 8 years. Going vegan, that's one more year. Why not take that extra step and avoid these toxic foods? So going vegan adds 9 extra years to your life expectancy. Fasting, and this is just general fasting, adds 2 years to your life expectancy. Now, we do know that there are specialized fasts that can add far more than 2 years to your life expectancy. We're talking about detoxification. During a detox, along with the fast, can add another 1.5 years to your life expectancy. So, yeah, get your fast in, but definitely add to your fasting detoxification. Next on this list, 112 days a year, 30% of the year, fasting and detoxifying. This is what we do in the living superfood lifestyle. Why do we do it? Is because 112 days a year of detoxification fasting should be expected to add 15 years to your expected lifespan. 15 years. And you're going to be getting quality years out of this as well. 15 years. Water fasting. Oh, no, intermittent fasting. Let's begin with intermittent fasting. That adds 3.1 years to your life expectancy. So therefore, if you are like myself, I do not eat between uh, between the hours of 6 p.m. and 12 noon. So that is 18 hours a day of not eating food. That's a pretty good stretch. And I have found my body adjusts to it just fine. Eating breakfast or breaking your fast at 12 noon and stop eating by 6 p.m. gives your body the rest it needs to extend that life expectancy by 3.1 average life years gained. Now, for water fasting, if you regularly engage in water fasting, that's a whole other level, and it turns on processes in your body that are awesome. So that water fasting gives you an average of 15 years life years gained. That's pretty impressive, if you ask me. That is. Going forward, we are looking at life years gained from detoxification fasting. We continue. Next, we have up, don't go there, go here. We have supplements, using supplements. Supplements gives you an average life years gained of 0.8 life years. So that's not a big gain compared to many of the others, but it is positive. Using supplements, superfoods, and adaptogens. Part of those supplements should be adaptogens. Using superfoods and adaptogens, one can expect to gain 2.5 years life expectancy. Raw foods, consuming most of your food as raw, expected to gain 3.6 years above the 8 years you gain for vegetarian and the 9 years you gain for going vegan. Not raw, going raw superfoods. That's what we want to do. 3.6 years life gained. Fruitarian. If you do spend significant portions of your life eating fruits only, guess what? You have added 8 years of life expectancy. That's not bad. That's pretty doggone good. 8 years from fruitarian, I'll bite an apple at that. Nootropics, using supplements that improve the function of your brain function, your neurological system, can be expected to add 8 years. No, not 8 years, 1.2 years. I was looking at Fruitarian. It should be expected to add 1.2 years to your life expectancy. Managing your weight and your BMI to ideal status and keeping it there throughout the whole of your life, managing your weight adds 5 years to your life expectancy. That's a good reason. That's a very good reason. Next, we have optimizing stem cell regeneration. Optimizing stem cell regeneration, and we're talking about from the internal outward, not using stem cell therapies to correct problems. 12.5 years average life years gained. 12.5. That's a good one. And lastly on this list, oh, not last, we got a few more. Goes to another page. Managing an ideal gut microbiome. That means getting lots of fiber, lots of raw vegetables and fruits in on a regular basis. And detoxifying and resetting it from time to time give you an average life years gained of 6 years. Next, regular consumption or supplementation with omega fatty acids, 5 years gained. Avoiding metabolic syndrome, 5.5 years, life years in gain. No, metabolic syndrome, we're talking about 10 different diseases. We're talking about overweight, obesity, abdominal obesity, high triglycerides in the blood. We're talking about managing a balance between your LDL and HDL. We're talking about avoiding diabetes, avoiding hypertension, avoiding progressive nephropathy, avoiding fatty liver disease, avoiding cancer, and maintaining an optimized gut microbiome, the 10 mechanisms of metabolic syndrome. Avoid all of them, you get an average life years gained of 5.5 years. That's not bad. That's pretty doggone good. Positive mental attitude, 9.7 years life years gained. 9.7. Caloric restriction with quality nutrition, that means eating less but higher quality food, you're going to get an average of 10 years life years gained. Vegan or organic food, an average of 13 years life years gained by eating vegan or organics. So optimize heart healthy lifestyle is 5.75 years life years gained. So potentially summarizing all of these longevity factors, you will gain an average life expectancy of 181.45 years. That's pretty good. Now, I don't live 100% according to all of them, but I do most of these. I do nearly all of these. So therefore, I won't be gaining 181.45 years, or maybe I will, maybe I won't. But I do expect to live to be what would today be the oldest living man on the planet. I am planning to live 126 plus years. Now, according to my longevity calculator, I ran this calculator through my life. And this was even before I stumbled upon, or not stumbled upon, but researched the stem cell regenerative medicine. Before that, I had calculated using this calculator that I would live somewhere between 120 and 137 years of life expectancy. That's not bad. I'm glad I created this longevity calculator because it allows me a standard by which I can gauge how long I expect to be living. Now, I do need some of you, especially you young'uns, to adopt this lifestyle as well. Because I need you to be around to testify that I said I was going to live to be 126 years of age. I need you to be there to be my witnesses. I need you to be there to be my witnesses. I'll be witness to yours as well. So we can do what we have trained ourselves to do. And this is the longevity calculator. I hope you find it to be absolutely, positively a contributor to your healthy lifespan. And that means you are not going to be on 9, 10, or 14 or 19 different medications. Mm-mm. No, you ain't going out like that. You're going to live better than that. You're going to get this longevity in. You've been tuned into your favorite. We aim to be your favorite. We are LIB Radio, LIB DB, and LIB TV and livinginblack.com. I got a bunch of new books out. And I do want to emphasize that you would be taking advantage of these 7 new books I have out. And there'll be 8 new books. I've got one more chapter to finish on the new one, Chewicide, the movie. The Chewicide, the book, not the movie. But these are the new books. The first one that came out in December 2024, Living Superfood Longevity. It is with, or Living Superfood Solutions with Living Superfood. Dietary strategies to prevent and reverse common chronic diseases. Another new book that I have out came out the same month, December 2024, Disaster Preparedness for World Wars 5 and 6. This is a serious book, y'all. I wrote this for each and every one of you. I need you around when I turn 126 years old. So that means don't go down by the disasters that are happening in the world today. This one came out in February of this year. The Stem Cell Revolution, a holistic approach to stem cell activation and regenerative therapy. This is an excellent book. The African Future came out a little bit later. I think they may be the same month. The African Future, Empowering a United and Prosperous Africa for Future Generations. I plan on being a part of that united and prosperous future for Africa. This is also the Quantum Advancement. I like this book. I really do like it because it gives us a chance to peek through the veil that separates us from the future. In fact, I wrote this book from the perspective of the brother from the future, traveling back. Spectacular discoveries along the magnificent journey to quantum advancement. And this is not fantasy. This is not science fiction. This is real. And then the last book I put out is a standard omission, the scientific roots of the African scientific roots of Greco-Roman medicine. And this is a really, really good, great book. It is. And you will see the historical evidence to show you what we Africans have done. And then there's another book. Oh, I took the other book in the other room. The other book, where I just started rereading it now that I have it in my hand, is entitled A Year Against Cancer with Living Superfood Solutions. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books in hand, one in the other room. And with your assistance, with your blessings, I will have Chewicide, the book, ready after tomorrow. Actually, I will have it ready after today. It may go to the printer today, but probably will go to the printer tomorrow. That's Tuesday. That means I will have it in hand on Friday. On Saturday, you will be coming over here to have dinner, but on Friday, I will have the new book, Chewicide, the book, in hand. And I am so happy. So happy about it. Now, also, I will let you know, I thought I was going to be done writing. I think I am going to be done writing for a period of time, but I will say that I have a few other books. Here's what's at the end of Living Superfood. I put together a list of all of my books. You don't want to hear that list right now, it's too long. We do talk about Chewicide, the book, the food so tasty it's to die for. A Year Against Cancer with Superfood Solutions, Standard Omissions, the African Roots, Scientific Roots of Greco-Roman Medicine. We do talk about quantum advancement, magnificent discoveries along the magnificent journey. We do talk about the African future, empowering united and prosperous Africa for future generations. We do talk about the stem cell revolution, a holistic approach to stem cell activation and regenerative medicine. We do talk about disaster preparedness for World Wars 5 and 6, the untold story of how global economic and security order is shaping up for the 21st century. And we do talk about living superfood solutions, dietary strategies to prevent and reverse common chronic diseases, and a whole bunch of other books. But also, I'll be honest with you, we do talk about books that are yet to be released. That includes AIDS Equals Genocide. I still have to re-release that. Prisons, the lockdown of Black America's future, that's been re-released. But there's another set of books. In fact, I don't have them on this list. This is upcoming books by the Conscious Rasta. And I do have them up on my desktop. And those include the books, which I don't have on this list. Well, I'll put them together. But it includes books like The Queer Agenda, How a Sinister Lifestyle is Attempting to Take Over the Planet. We do talk about the upcoming book, A Year Against Xmas, with Self-Determined Solutions. I can't remember the subtitles of all of these upcoming books. I'm talking about the rebirth of the family and community, the rebirth of love, rebuilding the Black family and community for future generations. There's another book called, what was this book called? I can't remember the name of all of these books. These are upcoming books. I have like 8 of them. And some of them have already been written out with covers and everything. I have the covers to some of these books. I just can't remember where they are right now. It gets a little complicated inside my head sometimes. But we do what we do, and we do it as best as possible. And these books are high quality. There's not one of these books. Nobody's going to return any of these books and say, Keedy, that book sucked. I know nobody's going to return a book and say that. They're going to return to me and say, man, I wish I had been reading your material since I was a child, since I was in my 20s. And that's what I encourage. We're going to get all of these advantages by building upon what is real. So on that note, I want to thank you all for tuning in today. We have had a good time, and we are going to continue to build upon what our ancestors have completed. It's going to be a good day. On your favorite, we aim to be your favorite. We are LIB Radio, LIB TV, and livinginblack.com. I encourage you, please do go to the website, www.keidi.biz/CRP, Conscious Rasta Press 2012. KEIDI.biz/CRP 2012. That will get you access to my catalog. And when you're in that catalog, when you do check out the books, you and I will be able to be together, dance together, live together. We will project ourselves into the future. And this is what we do here on your favorite. We aim to be your favorite. We are LIB Radio, LIB TV, and livinginblack.com. Peace and prosperity to each and every one of you on LIB Radio. Peace, y'all.